listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe. Hi, welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Skincare. And you look like you were about to say something.
Hi, I'm Sandro.
So we're introducing the co-host first.
Yeah, and your name is Nikki Davis Jr.
That's right.
And you're a licensed comedian and a stand-up esthetician.
See how hard it is to say that?
It's difficult. Stand-up I don't know.
It's so stupid that it's hard to say.
But it once was funny. It was funny once.
That was 2 years ago.
We have to celebrate things because a lot of times we always focus on the negative. Celebrate the good things. One time that was funny.
Yeah, and then but I'm hoping it's one of those things where eventually when you say it enough, it becomes funny again for a few minutes.
Somebody it'll reboot.
Yeah.
You know, like they reboot like shows, like, you know, like they'll make Knight Rider like 20 years later or something like that or whatever. Or they have, you know, Hawaii Five-0 wasn't, we need it again, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe someday somebody will be like, hey, remember that joke Nikki did? That's funny. It's funny again. It's funny again. And then they'll move on. It's going
to be on a Reddit somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you already said who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. Should we just jump into it?
Let's jump into it.
Okay. So this is a continuation from another episode
that we've done probably years ago.
Yeah. We haven't seen this guest in years.
Yeah.
No. We're going to interview today a very, very, what would you say? How would you describe Amitay?
A very funny, thoughtful, knowledgeable CEO of a skincare company. If we want to call it a skincare company,
yeah,
it's who he founded with his wife, and he'll fill us in on her name. I would say that he's very knowledgeable, and he doesn't say dumb it down, but he makes you understand what's going on.
That's a really
because you can tell he's very intelligent.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to rub it. He doesn't rub your face in it. You know.
Yeah, but he knows that we're stupid. So.
Exactly, but he doesn't make you feel like it. I know I am. He doesn't make me feel like it, so it's fine.
All right. Well, let's bring on to the podcast right now Amitay Eshel. Did I say that right?
I didn't dumb it down, but I definitely didn't smart it up. That's what you're saying.
You know what? He's also good at reading between the lines.
Welcome back to the show. It's great to see you again.
By the way, for those years between interviews, I was here the whole time.
Oh my God, I feel so horrible.
Yeah, trapped in this.
That goes to prove that we are all AI.
That's true.
Because we never left either, and years just go by. It's amazing.
Well, I hope you had some snacks. Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about today, and if that's okay, do you want to? Should we? If you're just tuning in and you didn't see the first episode, he's the co-owner and founder of Young Goose skincare products.
Mm-hmm.
The last episode we talked about exosomes, but this time around I wanted to talk about NAD, and I'm going to just I don't have a ton of questions because I know even less about NAD than I knew about exosomes. So I'm just going to kind of let you run away with it and
yeah, I mean, first of all, remember, I mean, I like the analogy we gave last time, which I thought of on the fly.
Oh, nice.
Which is like this is the currency for repair in the body, that I say every time. But what I said now is that we talked about exosomes and them being information of repair. So exosomes is like knowing how to play poker, or the information of, you know, how to play in the casino. But you need the chips, right? You need the agreed upon currency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or to play in the casino, and that agreed upon currency is NAD. And the reason I like that analogy is because you can't do anything with the Mirage chips outside of the casino, right?
That's a really good point.
First of all, you can't do anything with them now. The Mirage is demolished. But there is a Mirage in Mississippi, but you can't do anything with them. You can't buy milk with them, right? Yeah. Unless you're talking to a gambling addict. And then, if they accept chips for milk, they're not good. Anyway, but the reason that this applies to NAD as well. NAD outside of that system, of that repair system, which is about 600 processes in the body that rely on NAD, it doesn't do much. It doesn't contribute much.
You're saying the
And it's very
NAD on
difficult.
its own. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're saying
NAD on its own, like floating around, isn't a productive member of society, of the cellular society. It needs to live inside the cell in order to function. And the reason it's important is because your body isn't very good. In the same way you can't bring your own chips from home to the casino.
I hate that. That's the worst.
I made those. So the same way you can't do that, you can't just push more NAD into the body and your body is going to be like, oh, great, I'm going to use those for repair.
Okay.
We kind of need to bring money and convert that to chips.
Okay.
Same way with your body. You can bring calories, you can bring the building blocks of NAD that your body, which is a shortcut because your body's going to derive them from food anyway, which are B3 versions of vitamin B3, basically.
Okay.
And then your body takes those into the cell, makes NAD out of them, and then uses that for all those 600 plus repair processes.
Okay.
And NAD is extremely important. If I took NAD out of your body, you're going to be dead in 30 seconds. So it's a really important part of living. And guess what? It lowers with age. By the time you're 60 years old, you have 50% of what you would need to function in a youthful manner.
Wow.
And that's why it's so important when we talk about longevity. It's a very big marker as far as like how youthful we can function. And that goes anything from, by the way, repair. Repair is not only what you get when you get cut, or, if you think of wrinkles, or you think of, stubbing your toe and your body recovering. Repair is also on the DNA level. So every time you are eating, fried food, or you are exerting energy, or you are exposed to UV radiation, or smoking whatever you want, or anything, like you live next to a highway, like I can name many different things.
Sure.
You're increasing damage to your DNA, and that damage, your body needs NAD to repair that. Your DNA, in short, your DNA is like a recipe book to how to function properly. And if you're damaging, different recipes, you're in trouble when you need those recipes for different things. So NAD is at the heart of youthful function, of youth, of staying younger, of not getting older, of not accumulating unrepaired damage. You can think of aging as the accumulation of unrepaired damage, and NAD is at the point of, that's how you stave off as much as you can of that unrepaired damage. So that's number one. You could do many things to increase NAD. I mentioned exercise. Your body knows that this happens when you exercise, like you get some DNA damage and things like that. So your body makes more NAD. Most of your NAD is just recycled in the body. Like 99% of it is just your body using NAD, recycling it back, using NAD, recycling it back, since it's so difficult to get it from the environment.
Right.
But since it recycles only 99.9%, every time you're getting significant, just slightly less and less and less and less. And that's why you need different strategies to make more. You can, again, supplement of different types of vitamin B3. Some of them are better than others, like NMN and NR are better than niacin or niacinamide, which are more common versions.
Yeah.
And you can also do IVs of NAD, or you could, take supplements that have those things. Or just like inject yourself through, from vials. There are many things that you can do to increase NAD. And what we were the first company to do was to create a very special complex that introduces those, very good, very effective building blocks of NAD. And you're able to apply it on your skin, and they kind of swim into your cells, and they get, assembled into NAD. It's like Megatron or something. They get it assembled into NAD out of like parts or whatever. And we are now on our third iteration of how that complex looks like, which is, again, science evolves. So we improve the different, so now we can improve NAD like in 4 dimensions rather than just like, hey, here's a building block, make more NAD out of it. Now we can make your body recycle more NAD. We can give it a few different building blocks. We can kind of improve how it makes NAD. So there's more to it.
I do have a question now that you're
Yeah.
talking. Okay, so I know a lot of times when you have like, let's just say like for vitamin C, like taking it internally, it may not get to the surface of your skin. And in the other way, I'm thinking if you're injecting NAD, it's going into your body. Is putting it on your skin it's going deep enough into your skin to actually cause that regeneration?
Great question. Normally it would be difficult. So companies that have like straight up NAD, it's too big of a molecule. As I said, your body has a very hard time like dealing. It's like trying to bring, the casino chips from home.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, you would agree with me that like bringing a credit card, you could it's easier to buy chips than, $1 bills. You're going to have to, stand there for a much longer period of time. You're going to play less. You're going to make less money on average if you brought, $1 million in $1 bills. You just have less time to play.
Yeah.
So same way, there are things that are just quicker in smaller, by the way, and your skin is a big thing. Is exactly like a credit card is smaller than, the Ocean's 11s, the trucks when they get the things out of the casino.
Yeah.
So NMN and NR, the opposite of MNMs, right? Like NMN and NR are the best versions of building blocks. And what we do is we make them nano-sized, and we also wrap them in they're liposomal. So they're wrapped in like a little fat bubble that makes them not break and degrade and denature and things like that. So that is a way to absorb it. There are other things. So we use like a plant extract that makes you recycle more NAD.
Oh.
Or we use a kind of a slow release building block that would allow you to, walk throughout the day and have a sustained level of NAD.
Right.
Or we're using, ingredients that make you kind of not, again, like make on your own NAD better, but also like not lose as much NAD. One of them is in a different product. Is in one product, which is called methylene blue, which you might see people like, which you might see people like having a blue tongue, or someone paparazzi filming RFK over his shoulder while he's like dripping some blue liquid into a cup.
Oh my God.
So methylene blue is a pretty new longevity molecule, and what it does, among other things, is just making you use NAD better. So we're there again. As I said, there are many different like ways to increase NAD or just have better relationship with NAD in your body. And we're trying to expand. We're trying to do as many of those as we can.
And then how does that work in your product that well, just tell me. Tell me.
So right now what we're using is a complex called NAD Apex, which is proprietary, where as I said, we have those liposomal building blocks. They're called precursors, but building blocks sounds, I think, more understandable.
Yeah.
So they, again, swim into your cells. Your cells are like, hey, we know exactly what you guys are. Cut the line, and go and become NAD. Okay. We use something called Rejuvenate or Rejuvenate, which many companies are now using. Most companies who actually talk about NAD are going to use Rejuvenate. It's not our patent; it's a German patent. Gwyneth Paltrow's brand just came out with a product with it. It's called Goop. So they came out with a product with it. A lot of companies are now using it. So we've been using it for a long time, and that allows you to recycle more NAD. It's a little bit, if you don't have like those building blocks, it's a little bit difficult to get any results from it because you're telling your body, hey, make more NADs. Like, I don't have anything to make it from. So it's good to combine them. And our latest innovation, aside from methylene blue, which I explained, is this slow release building block. So the problem is most of the time you're applying your skincare in the morning, but you might get like sun damage, 4 in the afternoon. So most of that NAD peak was significantly earlier. So we're trying to create a sustained release type of NAD elevation, and that's how you can achieve it. Now, together with that, I would say that more NAD, just like more chips, you need a table to sit in the casino, right? Like more chips, and the idea of how to play, or the knowledge of how to play, because we talk about exosomes and stuff like that, is good, but you need someone to play with. You need a table, you need a casino, right?
And we got to talk about your gambling problem, man. Because you're at the casino.
Someone's sweating profusely right now, trying to get over their addiction.
You're like saying all the buzzwords.
Yeah. Casino. There are other molecules like spermidine. I know.
Thank you.
Yes. Like spermidine and other molecules that then will stimulate the body to go ahead and repair wrinkles, or, do things with that elevated ability. It's just potential energy until you do something with it. So that's why we're a skincare company and not an ingredient company.
Got it.
Where we're saying, okay, you need a full routine, and that's how you're going to get the best results out of it. Or if you like your routine that you already have, you have products that you like, here's, these products that can actually improve how those products work. Or we even release a product that is specifically for red light therapy, for those who like red light therapy, and has all of our innovations as it relates to improving the effects of red light therapy.
Okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you're basically, like you said, you're not an ingredient company, but you are so knowledgeable in what the ingredients are and how they work together, that what you're putting together is going to be way more effective than somebody who just is like, hey, I'm just going to throw Regenerate into this Avon product or whatever it is.
To be honest, I don't think it's a knowledge issue. Yes, we're very knowledgeable, and we also pay exorbitant amount of money to the best formulators and scientists in the world to formulate products that are effective. All of that is correct. We have a few clinical studies that are going on right now that show that. But that is not the issue, in my opinion. So my wife and I, we own 100% of the company. It's very difficult to do at scale. As you grow, you now need, many, many millions in cost of production that you need to find somewhere, right? So that's why most people, when they grow, they get investors, they get someone invests in them, and these people who have invested their money, they want more money than they invested.
Right.
And what happens is that you're kind of stuck with the reason they invested in the first place. So let's say NAD is like, why you would give me money, you guys. Let's say you have a lot of money and you gave it to me because you like the idea around NAD or exosomes or whatever that is. If I now discover a molecule, so right now we're very early at using a peptide that would be the most effective thing for acne ever.
Oh, wow.
We took it out. It's a peptide that's used in agriculture to make sure your strawberries are not getting, a bunch of pests on them.
Oh, wow.
But that's why it's an extremely long process. That product's not gonna be out for a few years.
Okay.
But that's not what you guys gave me money for. So you guys definitely don't want me to use your money to research this new thing. You want more of your money, at the end of the year or whatever. And that's called being a fiduciary. It's very difficult to innovate while being a fiduciary.
Okay.
And you really are hoping you'll be able to like almost like sneak innovation through rather than having it be your North Star.
Right.
So that's one issue. That's a legit issue in the skincare industry as a whole. And I know even if I see a new company, there are a couple of really cool girls from LA that started a skincare company. The minute I saw the skincare company, I was like, oh, you're trying to get equity and you're trying to sell your company in like 3 to 5 years. They're like, yes, how did you know? It's like, yeah, it's apparent from your choices. So this is one thing. The other thing is, again, the consumer. We have had a conversation spanning across a couple of years, yes, that I was here on air, but we've had an over an hour of conversation just to talk about 2 ingredients. We've innovated over 10 ingredients in the skincare field.
Wow.
The consumer, even people who have ordered from us, tens of times or even over 100 times, would have a hard time understanding why they like the product so much. And that actually is something very difficult to work with. So innovate for the sake of results without it being sexy or whatever. It's very difficult. That's not the business savvy move per se. And that is why it's not about knowing more than another chemist. Maybe is because that's where we're aiming. We're aiming to understand longevity science the most. But it's mainly what we're obsessed with, or mainly our goals, and mainly the fact that we're self-funded, etc.
It sounds like it's a passion for you.
It definitely is. It started, it started as a definite passion. Again, it started when we were talking about, Rogan wasn't talking about NAD in 2015 when we started.
Who?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. I don't know, by the way.
I got to look him up sometime. I don't.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? He might have. I actually didn't listen to it, but it wasn't in the zeitgeist, right?
Yeah.
And it takes some guts, and there are things that we're dealing with now that, again, it will take 5 years for people to even understand what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we hope that the general Sauron's eye of interest is going to point towards there.
Yeah. It's fascinating to me that longevity is what people strive for, what they want to work towards, like to live longer, but also to be youthful, to be able to do the things that we do. But people like the sexiness of right now. They want longevity, but they want it fast. And then you're like, how long do I have to do it for? It's like, wait a second.
You wanted longevity.
Yeah, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Longevity now.
Yeah. Longevity now.
Longevity now is the best thing I've ever heard.
Wait, what's the Seinfeld quote?
Longevity.
Yeah.
Serenity now.
It's like serenity now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Serenity now. But so longevity now is incredible. And to your point, the same way where if you think of anti-aging, why is this in anti-wrinkle cream is called anti-aging? It has nothing to do with staving off aging.
Right.
It's the opposite. It's exactly like longevity now. And the same way where in the 90s, some used car salesman decided that the word discount is out and the word savings is in.
Right.
And everyone understood they're not saving any money.
Yeah.
But someone's giving a discount. But it became synonymous. What I alluded to in the beginning of our previous episode when I said, now it's L'Oreal who is into longevity, and, La Prairie and other really big brands, is that what they're pushing is to really replace the word anti-aging in your mind with the word longevity.
Oh, wow.
They are trying to make it so the word longevity implies immediate results. And then, there are 2 things that we do. We have the world we experience viscerally right now. So whether you're laughing, you could be laughing, but if I ask you if you're happy or content, you could still say no, even though you're going to be in the middle of laughing. content and happy are different than being happy in the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the same way, we have this dichotomy when we look at anything that we're doing for our health, where we want to feel it right now, but we want to tell ourselves a story where we're gaining something for the future. And longevity is perfect for it, because if I convince you it gives you results now, but in the back of your mind, you're telling yourself a story, you're doing it for 10, 20 years from now, and it's a ritual or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great word for that. So yeah.
It implies not death.
Not death.
Just longevity. Well, it's just like longevity. You're like, oh, really? Like, wow, okay, I'm never gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh wow, and yeah, it's amazing how those words stick to it. But after a while, they become comforting.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's very true. That's extremely true, because longevity doesn't even imply youthful function. It implies not dying. Like they're saying that the last decade of someone's life is not a good decade. On average, you're bedridden, whether you're being helped or whatever. It is the better term, but a very shitty term, is health span. Which means like your healthy years. Right. I hate it. It sounds disgusting, but I like
it makes sense.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So there are companies that are calling, skin longevity skin span.
Okay.
But although this is okay, and correct, that really actually doesn't mean you're going to have a better skin now. There are three, I'm not going to really, you guys are limited in time, but I'm just going to say there are three pillars, which is like how your skin looks now, how resilient it is against like UV, we mentioned like UV damage, things like that, or even when you're sick. And then it's, how well in the future is it going to perform? And a lot of those things are contradictory. Like people in Thailand can drink, in Bangkok, can drink water you and I cannot drink. They're more resilient, but long term, that the fact that they're exposed to a lot of E. coli is not good for their longevity. So a lot of these things are, athletes perform incredibly right now, but most of them have like hip replacement at 40.
That's a great example. Yeah,
that's true. Don't think about that.
They're all falling apart. Yeah.
So the thing about what we're trying to do, which is better than longevity, really what I call biohacking, is the Venn diagram where those things coalesce. Like, optimal performance in your skin, it looking better, right?
Yeah.
Longevity and resilience, and finding where we're contributing to all of them and not like favoring one or the other.
Wow, I've learned
that's fascinating.
So much. Yeah.
There's just real quick, I just wanted to make a mention, like thinking of longevity in those moments with the athlete, or the example of like things degrading over time kind of thing. When you think of longevity, I think everybody thinks of the best case scenario, and that being the thing that always goes forward, as opposed to like, like there is like the athlete who does all this amazing stuff, but then by the time they're 40, professional wrestlers, by the time they're like 30, they have knee replacements, and it's not even a real thing, quote unquote.
Right.
But their bodies feel it, and it's just amazing.
Exactly.
Well,
they always get upset. They're like, "It's not real." Do you see that? Dude, that's not what I fucking meant. I didn't mean you don't feel it. I meant it's not a real fight.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, but they're good actors. So I mean, Amitay, first of all, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for being here. It's so much fun and so educational, and I hate that word too, educational.
I know.
It makes people, but it's true. You really enlighten us on some really cool stuff. And before we wrap up, where can people find you on the socials? Your address,
the social,
whatever you want to do.
So younggoose.com is our website. Our podcast is Biohacking Beauty, together with my wife, who, by the way, you guys got the short end of it. She's much better. But
we'll get her next time.
So Biohacking Beauty, and our Instagram handle is young_goose_skincare. Yeah, That's about it.
All right, and I'm gonna
Beautiful.
ask you to commit. Please come back. We want you to come back on the show. I know there's so many more things that I would like to talk to you
Sure.
about. So,
But only when it's inconvenient for you.
yes.
Oh, that's gonna happen very often.
Okay, good.
So
Perfect.
every day. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us. And I guess that's it. We're gonna wrap up. So this episode will be out in a few weeks, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was truly a blast.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.